Hello and welcome to your Daily Detroit, recorded on Wednesday, November 25th, 2020. Hey, it's Jer. We all know that 2020 is a dumpster fire. And considering everything, local businesses need our support more than ever. So Cheyenne Nocerini put together a big old list on dailydetroit.com of some of her favorites, as well as your listener suggestions on where to shop from around the region. Today we talk about a few of them before we send you off into Thanksgiving. I wanted to note really quick that none of these places are sponsors or paid us in any way to be on this list. It's just hers and your suggestions. Work like this is made possible by our Patreon members, thanks to Elizabeth, Anna, Debbie, Clayton, and Steven, who recently joined or increased their support. I have a bunch of stuff to send out over the long weekend, which is a great problem to have. You can join them at patreon.com/dailydetroit for as little as $1 a month, with the rewards for different tiers. And you know what? Thank you so much. All right, let's just jump into that conversation. Joining me virtually is our own Cheyenne Nocerini, because there is an epic thing that you have been working on the last couple of weeks. There is now a holiday shopping guide that's going up on Daily Detroit with nearly 50 local businesses around the region to enjoy, to shop, to spend money at. Cheyenne, welcome back to the on-air portion of Daily Detroit.
Hey, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to talk about shopping.
Right? I mean, so you've done this a couple of times in the past. You know, we've been around for a little while. This is your biggest list ever.
It is my biggest list ever. I thought that I had done a huge list before, which was 41 places. This new list is more than that, but I thought I had like 100 places, and I'm really glad that it was only 46. But I kept adding because I love shopping small.
Well, it was important to update that list too, because things have changed in the last couple of years. And also, we got a lot of listener suggestions, right?
We did. We got quite a few listener suggestions. I know that some of them are classic favorites, and they were already on my long list of places. But there were a couple that I had never heard of. So I was really glad to check out those places online and see what they had to offer and add them to the ever-growing list of places to shop at.
And to remind folks that this list can continue to grow if you send an email to you, right, at shy@dailydetroit.com.
Absolutely. If you have any other places that you want me to highlight, send them my way. I can add them to this list. We can only keep growing, right?
Exactly.
There's a lot of places that need our help and need our money. So let's try and throw money at everyone.
Right. I mean, if it's something you can do, I think it's really powerful to buy local at this time. I mean, there's some things you're just not going to find, but there's all kinds of great gifts you can find here in Metro Detroit. And this list is so huge, so we're not going to go through all of them, but I thought we could highlight some of our personal favorites. I will start out with one that's been in the community for a while. I really appreciate it. It's called Source Booksellers. It's actually right near a dog park that I go to pretty often in Midtown. And I just love the selection that they have. They really focus on nonfiction books. So if you really want to expand your mind, they've got some really great things there. The owner is so friendly and so wonderful. I know that before the pandemic, I visited there with a friend. It was just like a magical experience because you could tell she really cares about what she's doing.
Oh, I love Source Books as well, which is obviously why I added it to the list. But it's always so nice to be able to go into a place, and even if you've never been there before, it's warm and welcoming, and that's exactly what you find when you go into Source. Also, I wanted to mention that every store that I listed, I added in what their COVID procedures are. So some of them are still open for like in-store shopping, but others are closed.
They're open, but they're closed to the public.
Exactly. So Source is one of those places where you do need to order online or call them by phone, and they can help you out, but they are not open to the public.
And of course, we'll have a link to this in the show notes. Shai, what's one of your picks?
One of my picks is a longtime favorite of a lot of people I know. And when I say it, people are going to be like, oh, of course it's on the list. But it's the Peacock Room there's two locations. One in the Fisher Building, which is their flagship store, and it's absolutely marvelous. If you've never been in there, what are you waiting for? And then they also have the second location, which is in the Park Shelton. And The Park Shelton location is currently the home of all of the fancy gowns. So I don't know anybody who's getting super dressed up right now, but if you feel like you need a gown, that's where you want to go.
Well, that Fisher Building location, they've done a wonderful job with it. If you're going to go out and explore in these times, I think you should really make it worth it. And they do good protocols. And the interior of that place is absolutely gorgeous. They also do Facebook Lives.
They are open to the public right now, so you can go in there and check out what Rachel has to offer. But like Jer said, they do Facebook Live sales, and you can just watch Rachel holding up different items, and you can be like, yeah, I want one of those. And they will send you over a bill and you pay the invoice, and then they'll get it ready and packed up for you to do in-store pickup. I think they can ship them. It's really fun. Like, if you've never watched the videos, I highly recommend it. Grab a glass of wine, get cozy for the night, and watch Rachel sell goods from the Peacock Room.
It's like QVC, but local and stuff that isn't crap.
Exactly.
One of my favorites is actually up in Royal Oak as far as like a visitation experience, and that is Rail and Anchor. They do a really cute job merchandising their store. One of the things I like about that little strip, whether it's in Detroit, in Midtown, or up there in Royal Oak, downtown Royal Oak, one of the things I miss about the pandemic is almost the shopping local wandering date.
Oh, I love it.
Where it's kind of like you go from the record store to the Rail and Anchor. There's a few different places up there that you can check out. But in these times, it's important to keep these places going. Rail and Anchor just does such a nice job of selecting their stock.
I love their merchandising as well. So my next one, speaking of really great merchandising, is Urbanum on Woodward in New Center. I don't know if you've been there, Jer, but
I haven't, but I've heard raving reviews on it. Is it Urbanum or Urbanum? I never quite know.
I can never tell, and I always add an E in there. I don't know.
Well, at least it's a heartening discussion.
It is a very heartening discussion.
Long-time listeners might know one time when Cheyenne fell flat on her face by using heartening completely incorrectly on the air, and since then it's become a running gag between us.
Oh, absolutely. It's hilarious. I love this shop. They're stationary, so you get some great cards like Paisley paper products. She carries her work, and I love Paisley.
Paisley is great, by the way. I know she doesn't have her own store or a physical store, but Paisley Paper Company, I believe it's Andrea who does it.
Yes.
She's just fabulous.
I love her work. So whenever I can go and support makers inside another small business, I am all for it. And then there's like home goods stuff. She has a great bar stocking selection. Let me tell you, she's got the fancy cherries for your cocktails. She's got the stir sticks. The last time I went in there, she had like replica absinthe beaker thingamajiggers and glasses and all of the things that you could use to make like absinthe drinks.
Ooh.
I don't know if she still has those, but they were beautiful. She has everything. Like, you never know what you're going to find when you walk in there, but everything is beautiful. And everything looks really nice, and you feel swank when you're in there.
So one that I'm going to highlight is on the east side. And you know how we love the east side here at Daily Detroit.
We do.
It's called Post, and it's in an old post office. We've actually featured them before on the show, but they're making it happen with limited hours, and they have limited capacity. But they also have a great selection of locally made and sourced and creative things, where if you're looking for a really cute gift, it's a place to go. And what I like about it is that when you go up there, it's going to be a little bit off the beaten path, but you're really supporting something that's making it go and kind of like resurging on that east side. And I remember back in the day when people used to talk about, well, I won't go downtown or I won't go this, and those things aren't there anymore. I think we need to feel that way too about some of the different neighborhoods in the city, especially with these businesses that are, Post is just delightful.
I feel like a broken record right now, you guys, but I love Post too. And it's once again one of those places where you're not only supporting the people who own Post, which is...
I was going to mention that it's curated by Mutual Adoration, which is Claire Fox and Wayne Mackey.
Exactly. So you're not only supporting those two makers, but you're also supporting all of these other makers like Cool Critters, which I know she's not from Detroit. She's from Cleveland, but I love Cool Critters. And if you don't love Cool Critters, what are you doing with your life? And then they carry Paisley. I love Hazel and Dolly. She does printmaking and cards and stuff, and I really love her work. Post is amazing, and I love it. I make special trips just to go to the east side to go to Post. Anyway, we're going to head the opposite direction, and we're going to go to Grand Mountain Rosedale, and we're going to go to Paige's Bookshop because that's one of my other favorite places to go to buy gifts.
You've picked up books before too, like when we do author interviews and stuff like that. They've been great about that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. That's where I picked up the new Roman Mars 99% Invisible book that you read in preparation for that amazing interview. And I love Paige's. I buy books for my child there. I buy books for myself there. I buy books for my husband. It's just a nice little bookstore. And anytime I can possibly buy books from an independent bookseller, I'm going to do it. And then also, while you're at Paige's, check out some of our other local authors that we love, like Karen Dybus. We have Michael Zadorian, Mickey Lyons, and then Dan Austin.
My last pick is 3 Dogs and 1 Cat, and that's because of a recent purchase. So, I have a pandemic pup that moved in just before all of this mess started. And let's just say she's a bit more rambunctious than my 15-year-old dog, to be clear.
She is.
I do not have a 15-year-old human. And she's a bit more rambunctious. And so I was going to go the Kong route. But 3 Dogs, 1 Cat steered me in the direction of an American-made dog toy company called Westpaw. And everything Westpaw has been everything that Gabrielle loves. And so I have definitely liked that place quite a bit. It's an Eastern market, so it's a fun way to vary up your Eastern market shopping experience when it's a little bit warmer out, but it's a good place to go. There are quite a few pet stores on here to check out. Each of them has their strengths, but I really appreciated what 3 Dogs, 1 Cat for Detroit did.
My last pick is a Ferndale store. It's called Modern Natural Baby. And don't let the name baby in the title fool you. Even if you don't have a baby or any small children living in your house, they might have something for you. Like, I don't know. Do you like puzzles? Because they got puzzles. Do you like board games? They've got board games. So it really has a nice wide range of, yes, baby gear and cloth diapers and all that other stuff. But really, the toy section, the puzzles and the games are really great. So that's my final pick.
Yeah, I mean, and there are so many more on the website. We just wanted to keep this to a manageable length. I mean, you talk because it's
we could be here for hours,
right?
too.
And I don't want to give short shift to anything like the Lip Bar, which we've had Melissa Butler on the show before. They do a great job. There's just so many places I could keep going and going, but go check out the list. It's up on dailydetroit.com. And Cheyenne, thank you so much for your work on this.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so glad that I'm finished because let me tell you guys, I've been dreaming about this list for days. So I'm glad it's finally up. I hope you guys spend time checking it out and also checking out these stores and these websites so we can help out as much as we can. I know not everybody has the budget to do a ton of shopping right now, but every little bit counts. And if you can do it in a small business, that means that business might be able to survive the holidays and the rest of the pandemic.
Yeah, I think that's so crucial. And a reminder, if you've got a favorite or you run someplace that you want Cheyenne to check out, this list can grow. This is not like a fixed thing. You're going to continue to work on it all the way through Christmas.
Absolutely.
Email her at shy@dailydetroit.com. Thanks so much.
Glad you have been here, Jer. Happy shopping, everyone.
All right, that is it for today's show. No show on Thursday. That's tomorrow, as it is Thanksgiving. I'm spending the day with the studio dogs, so taking some time off. If you have feedback for the podcast, email me at jer@dailydetroit.com or leave a voicemail at 313-789-3211. We might just use it on the air. With that, I'm Jer Stays. Take care of each other and wishing you a safe and healthy Thanksgiving. See you Friday.